Hello, girls. How are you?
We're great. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So, I would like to start actually talking a little bit about the relationship between your characters because I feel like they are even more closer in the group. So, how was for you to develop this friendship between the two of them?
Yeah, it was very easy for us. It was very easy. What we love about our show is I feel like it's rare to see it done this way, but usually you meet people when they're already like best friends and then you feel like you have to understand the dynamic. And what I think is so fun is our show is very experience heavy. We want the viewers to experience the show with us, and that also comes with our friendship. So you meet them when they're just meeting each other for the first time, and then you get to watch their friendship as it develops. And that was very similar to Chandler, like Chan. I was gonna say Chan, and then I was like, call her by her first name, Bailee. By Chan, and then it just meshed to two words. But that was the same for Chan and I. We saw each other, and it was instant. I have so much love for her, and Imogen and Tabby have such love for each other, and I really help each other through a lot. And I think Chan and I, in the course of 9 months, experienced a lot personally in our lives that we couldn't talk to our family or see our families for or be home. And so we became that for each other. And I love that you love Tabby and Imogen. Thank you for
That
that.
makes us so happy. No, it's honestly one of my favorite parts of the show. We've joked about how it's the true love story of the first season, because it really is such a special friendship. And it's the kind of friendship that I've always like wanted in my own life, and to have that with Bailee on and off screen was really, really special. And it made it easy to play, like this is it's a big show. There's a lot of dark themes, and some of those other stories were a bit more difficult to tell sometimes. But the friendship at the core of the story was always something that felt really natural and authentic and quite easy with Bailee.
And what I love so much is I find that Tabby and Imogen are like, you want a friend that is good at checking in, and I feel like that's when you know you have a good friend, when they can do a quick check-in and be like, are you good? Like they know when your brain is starting to, overthink or whatever. And I find that Shan and I are very good at check-ins, just like Tabby and Imogen.
Even if it's just a nonverbal look.
Like a yeah.
And Bailey, since you talked about this, about a friend that is checking in on you, I feel that Imogen at the beginning of the show, she feels very lonely because
Yeah.
she just lost her mother and she's like, the group only came like later. So how was for you to develop this character that is going through so much pressure? And she's only a teenager. I mean, she's pregnant. There's this person after her. So how was this for you?
A lot going on.
There's a lot going on for Imogen. Well, I appreciate you asking me that, because I do. I remember really wanting to figure out how I was, going to tap into everything that Imogen was going through, because it is so much all at once for anyone, let alone someone who is 16 and in high school. When you meet her, she's kind of always at a breaking point. It's like any second she might break, she might tip over. And so I would say in my head, when it came to starting the first few episodes, it was, if I had to breathe a bit or hold my breath before they yelled action, something like as if an anxiety attack was always coming on at times. It was those little physicality things that would also mentally start to work within my body and within my mind. And so the words were so beautifully written, and the story is so there, and our crew and our cast were the most present, wonderful humans. And it was a beautiful collaboration to try to bring her to life. But thanks for asking. I'm glad it came across that way.
And Chandler, I love how Tabby is so passionate about movies, and I wanted to know if you love scary horror movies as well.
Ooh, I do now. I grew up a bit of a scaredy cat. And so coincidentally, I only started watching horror movies about like a week or two before I booked the role of Tabby. So it was perfect timing. I feel like I almost manifested it. And it's been lovely to have none other than the Tabby Hayworth in guiding me in my horror movie journey. And so truly, she's given me so many great recommendations. But before even stepping into her as a character, you know, I felt the responsibility to do the research. So I knew what I was talking about. And so it was definitely a summer of staying up late, watching a lot of scary movies, and then not being able to sleep.
I'm gonna give you a minute to think about 2 truths and a lie, since we're talking about Pretty Little Liars. And
love what you did there.
So let's see if you can like guess which one is the lie.
Well, this is gonna be hard. We know a lot about each other.
I've got some things to tell you. Growing up, I originally lived in like Orlando, technically, before Fort Lauderdale. My first dog was named Scampy. The last one is I was bit by an octopus.
Wow. Bailee, I am impressed. These are really good.
Thank you. So what's the lie? Go ahead.
Scampy is the lie? Really?
No.
You didn't live in Orlando.
Oh, I did.
I've never heard you say that ever. No. But I was like,
I tried to play it off. I tried to just like throw it away.
You threw a little something in there because you had a little beat before Scampy, and that's what threw me off.
Got you.
You were being a little liar.
Yeah, I was being a little liar.
Bailee, I have some statements for you. When I was growing up, my favorite movie of all time was Lord of the Rings. I was stung by a bee at the age of 7.
You just remember that? You remember being 7 and being stung
by
a
traumatic experience.
Okay.
And I ran into the corner of a concrete bench when I was 3.
That's true. I'm just gonna go with that. That just explains so much. That just adds up. Okay, that's true. That's true. And I'm gonna go with Lord of the Rings is true.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
And is a lie.
Yeah.